Hi, this is Brian Basic, owner of Citadel Hardscape Marketing.
If you've ever set up a Google My Business listing, or if you're about to set up a Google My Business listings, one of the most important decisions you're going to have to make coming out of the gate is to pick a primary category for your company. You may think it's a pretty easy decision to make, but when you consider that there's over 4,000 options of product categories, and when you consider that this primary category that you're going to pick is going to be the primary way that Google ranks you, you need to make sure you pick the right ones. So in this video, I'm going to show you first how to check what your product category and secondary categories are. We're going to then take a look at what are some of the other options that you may have available that might make sense. And then lastly, we're going to look at your competitors to make sure that your product categories match some of the most highest ranked competitors that you have in order to ensure that you're there with all the other competitors at the end of the day. So stay along with me and we'll get started.
If you want to try to determine which categories make the most sense for your company, go to a website called Sleeper.com. If you go there, you'll just go up to Tools and you'll go to GMB Business Categories. When you hit this, it'll ask you to go ahead and input some information, the language that you want, and also which country you're going to reside in. Obviously, categories will be different depending on which country you're in. So put the United States there and just hit fetch. When you do that, it's going to produce a list of all of the 4,000 categories that are available to you as a Google category. They're all listed here. So the best way to figure out yours would be to go to the magnifying glass and put in yours. So let's, as an example, put in lawyer. You put in lawyer, you'll see a number of different options here. Divorce lawyer, lawyer association, medical lawyer, personal injury attorney. So there's 4 or 5 that are already laid out here that might be really good options for you. You can also, it's got a wonderful key right over here where it says related categories. If you press that button, it will actually show you some other categories that might make sense for your company. In this case, it breaks up the lawyer into family attorney, criminal justice, divorce, estate planning, trial attorney, personal injury, all the other ones that you may not have thought of and may not have even come up when you originally set up your company that might make more sense for you by just going through this kind of related search. So again, this is a great way to figure out some other product categories that might make sense for you. And it'll also give you the percent occurrence, so it'll give you an idea of how popular those specific categories are as well. So please use this in order to determine what other primary category yours should be, and also determine what secondary categories you might want to use as well. How do I check and verify what categories other companies are offering so that I can check that just in case I miss something? So typically when you do a Google search, such as dentist near me, on the local part, it'll show the first thing here is the primary category. So in all of these cases, it's dentist. But there can be secondary categories that are contributing to their priority as far as how they're ranking that you just can't see because Google only displays the primary category. There is a Chrome extension that you can download that will show you not only the primaries, but also all the secondary categories for your competitors so that you can check how you're doing with respect to listing the same ones and if you've missed one. So it's very helpful. The Chrome extension that you can use is called GMB Everywhere. And so when you go ahead and download that, it's going to begin to show different things, blocks that you've not seen before in a typical Google review. We won't get into these right now, but let's just go into Pelican Preserve Dental Care as an example. When you go to this listing and highlight it specifically, it will tell you all the different categories this one customer has. In this case, this dentist has only one primary category and no secondary categories. Let's look at some other ones. Here's Lee Dental Care. Look at all the different secondary categories that they have listed that the first one didn't have. Cosmetic dentistry, dental implants, orthodontist work, pediatric dentist, a whole bunch of other ones. Here's Aspen Dental. Let's see how they do. Again, they have several secondary categories that will help them rank. Your primary is the one of paramount importance, but the secondary ones are also vitally important as well. As I mentioned at the beginning, you can have up to 9. Most people have between 3 and 5. You want to make sure that categories that you pick as secondary are truly good categories for you and don't dilute your presence online by getting in areas that frankly you're not into. So make sure that you pick the right secondary categories as well. But the Google My Business Everywhere is a great way to show all these so that you can take a look at. And if I'm a dentist, especially this first one here that only had one primary category and had no secondary categories, this would allow me to take a look at what my competitors are doing and again, strengthen my presence by offering secondary categories that are appropriate that will, again, help my ranking. So again, if you have any questions on any of this stuff, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at Citadel Hardscape Marketing.
We'd be happy to help. Thanks.